Well, good afternoon and welcome to the first of what I hope will be a regular session advising residents in North Yorkshire of how best to protect themselves from fraud. My name is Andy Fox and I'm the Financial Abuse Safeguarding Officer in the Economic Crime Unit at North Yorkshire Police. My primary role in my day job usually is to visit victims of fraud or do community sessions where I give talks to community groups on victims of fraud, but for obvious reasons that activity has been curtailed somewhat. So now we have to find a new and innovative way of getting the message across about fraud and scams. And this is a first of what I hope will be a number of sessions that either myself or I know DI John Hodgson from the Economic Crime Unit is also keen to get involved to look and advise people on fraud, in particular the corona-based fraud that we are seeing. First of all, can I say I hope that you are all staying safe and well in these difficult times and are following the government guidelines. Doing the role I do. I suspected when coronavirus first came along that it wouldn't be long before the criminals would start exploiting people's fears on the coronavirus. And indeed, on a national basis, we are starting to see corona-based scams emerging. And I think it's important that you're made aware of these in order that A, you can better protect yourself, but also that you can advise your family and friends as well as what's out there and how they can best protect themselves as well. On a weekly basis, I receive data from Action Fraud in relation to all fraud in the North Yorkshire area. And whether that's people who've reported to the police directly or reported directly to Action Fraud, they all come back to me for me to look at and to analyse. I received the latest batch of data that took us up to the 22nd of March. And I guess the good news to a certain degree is that we didn't see any, we saw one corona-related scam in the latest batch of Action Fraud data, which was less than I thought it would be. However, there's probably a number of reasons for that. Is people, just because people don't report it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And also as well, when people do get scammed, unfortunately, until someone like myself turns up at the doorstep or the police, they are totally unaware that they have been a victim of fraud. So just because we haven't received the numbers yet, and I do say yet, doesn't mean that it's not happening. As I say, I get regular updates from Action Fraud, but also the National Fraud Intelligence Bureau, Citizens Advice, and also Trading Standards, where I used to work, regularly update me as to the type of fraud that they are seeing. The ones that we're seeing on a national basis appear to be generally email-based, but also telephone-based as well, and exploit people's fears. One thing to bear in mind is nearly half of all fraud that is reported to us. The initial contact between the criminal and the victim, the fraudster and the victim, is by the telephone. So when I do these talks, and I know from the comments some of you have made, some of you have heard me talking in the past, is that it is so important to protect your telephone line. There's a number of ways that you can do this. Now, a lot of you will have phones with a built-in call blocker. You might not realise that it's got a built-in call blocker, but if you look at the phone instruction booklet, it will tell you if it has and how to activate it. And also as well, the major phone companies, for example, BT, TalkTalk and Sky, I know all provide their own individual call blocking service. And I think if you're with any of these call providers, then it's worthwhile getting in touch with them to see exactly what they can provide for you, what services they can provide in order that you can better protect your telephone line. I'll just quickly go through the type of scams that I've seen being reported to me, as I say, through either Action Fraud, the National Fraud Intelligence Bureau, Citizens Advice or whoever. All again preying on people's fears, and it is a difficult time, and certainly myself and my colleagues at North Yorkshire Police, we all recognise the difficulties that people are going through, and I think more than ever it's just so important to look not just after yourself and your family, but those people in the community who are maybe lonely, isolated, less vulnerable. Can you imagine living by yourself in what's going on at this current time? It must be very, very frightening. So the frauds or the scams that we're seeing are people offering miracle cures, and that might be somebody turning up on your doorstep or somebody calling you up on the phone or an email, offering a cure for the coronavirus. There is no cure at this moment in time, and let's hope that one is found soon. Trading Standards tells me they've received a number of reports of companies offering deep cleaning services at people's homes that will get rid of the coronavirus. Now, it might be a deep cleaning service, it might be a very good cleaning service. What it won't do is get rid of the coronavirus in your home. That just doesn't exist. I've had reports of people impersonating healthcare workers and offering home testing kits for coronavirus. Now, you'll see from the news that hopefully the kits that will identify whether somebody has had coronavirus and is now immune is not too far down the track, but that will be given to health workers and frontline workers in the first instance. But that kit is not readily available or currently available to buy. Another scam that I'm seeing as well is emails purporting to be from the HMRC, the tax office, telling people that due to the coronavirus they are entitled to some form of tax rebate. And you can imagine how financially challenging the times are for some people in self-employment especially. And it's all too easy to click on that link that will unfortunately ask for your bank details. And there won't be any refund. All they will do will clean out your bank account. And it's certainly one of the frauds that we see on a regular basis anyway. Even before the coronavirus, was frauds claiming to be from the HMRC, where the victim is informed that there is an outstanding debt and that debt has to be paid. Strangely, the payment is always asked for by iTunes, Google Play, or Amazon or Steam vouchers. And I always say when I do these talks, if you don't know what they are, ask your grandkids and they will tell you. So if anybody ever rings you up and asks for payment for anything in relation for anything at all, and they ask for payment in iTunes vouchers, Google Play, Amazon or Steam, it is most definitely a scam. There's also a lot of fake products available to buy online that say that it can protect you from coronavirus or indeed cure you from coronavirus. Again, completely false and just designed to take your money. And I've also seen as well reports of doorstep people turning up at your doorstep offering to do shopping or collect medication on your behalf, taking your money or your debit card and then disappearing and never to return again. Absolutely despicable crime. Please be aware that the bank or the police will never ever ask for your bank details. If anybody calls you ever purporting to be from the bank or from the police, and they ask for your bank details, or ask for your PIN numbers, or indeed if you're not happy in any way, shape or form about what it is that you are being asked, just terminate the call. A common theme that we see with scams is the attempt by the fraudster to harvest your personal details, especially your bank account details, security and PIN numbers. And as I said, quite often an indication of a scam is when they ask for iTunes payment in iTunes, Amazon or Google Play. We have a strapline that we use in North Yorkshire Police, and indeed it's a national strapline as well. We say take 5. What it means is that if you're asked to be doing something, just take a few seconds to think, is this right? Does it sound right? I am surprised by when I do these talks, the amount of people who say to me who have been a victim of fraud, you know what, I thought it was a victim of fraud. I thought I was being scammed, but I just went ahead and did it anyway. And I always say, well, if it looks like a scam, it smells like a scam, and it feels like a scam, it definitely is a scam. And if you are in any way unsure, please do terminate the call. And if you receive any of these emails or phone calls or a visit to your doorstep, if you're unsure, ask a relative, ask a friend, or give us a call here at North Yorkshire Police, and we will advise you as best as we can. As I said to you at the beginning of this presentation, please spread the word to your family and friends about the type of fraud that is going on. As I said, I only got one report in the last batch of action fraud data. That will increase, I promise you, but let's try and keep the increase to a minimum. When people find out I was doing this talk, I've been contacted by a couple of organisations this morning. As I mentioned earlier, I used to work for Trading Standards, and I have very close links with the National Trading Standards, and they offer their Friends Against Scams website, which is, and I'll post this on Facebook after this talk, at www.friendsagainstScams.org.uk. It's an excellent way to keep up to date about the type of fraud and scams that are out there. And even better, now people have a bit of time on their hands, there's an online tuition that you can take that enables you to become a friend against scams, and just to increase your awareness and understanding of the fraud that is out there. Also, as well, Citizens Advice have asked me to highlight the government's advisory www.moneyadviceservice.org.uk. There's a range of tools for people who may be finding money a bit tight, and helping them to manage their budget in a very, very difficult time. I've been told to keep it to 5 minutes, and I hope I have. I'm hoping that, if the feedback is good, that we will do a number of these. So I'll sign off now. I would appreciate honest feedback. Please, if you've enjoyed it, say so. If there's anything that you feel that you want particularly covering, I will do so. You can probably see from the background behind me, like a number of my colleagues, I'm working from home and will continue to do so. So I'll sign off by saying that I hope you all are healthy. I hope you all stay safe, and I look forward to interacting with you again on the next broadcast. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.